Hello again, I am Blunty, and these are the new Thermaltake Riing Plus RGB fans that I've just installed on my rig during a recent upgrade and rebuild. I used to have the original model RGB ring fans in here, which were very cool looking. I loved them to bits, and they were controlled via a little box where you could just hit a button to adjust the specific color or spectrum cycling, and that was rad. But compared to these ones, it was very limited indeed. These new Riing Plus RGB fans kick things up a whole new level. Because the new models are software controlled. All the fans connect to a little breakout box, which then connects to an internal USB header on your motherboard. You can even daisy chain multiple control boxes together if your rig is truly festooned with fans. From here, all your control takes place in the app, which I honestly don't love. The whole revolving carousel thing to address each of the up to 5 connected fans is needlessly layered and kind of clutters things up. I guess Thermaltake software engineers didn't really get the memo that clean, simple, flat UI is the name of the game these days. Outside of the dated UI design choices, there's quite a lot of control here that I do like, and it's pretty easy to get to. You can, of course, adjust the fan's performance modes and speeds. In my ridiculously overbuilt rig, I keep them at 10% because that's all I need, even under overclock, and it makes absolutely sure that my rig is as silent as possible. Although, that said, even at 100%, these fans are remarkably quiet. But beyond the basic cooling performance, which is why you've got fans in your rig in the first place, the fun stuff happens with the lighting. Instead of a single color ring like the old version had, these new ones have 12 individually accessible RGB LEDs all around the ring. You can individually assign each fan its own color settings, or you can slave them all to one fan. So if, like me, you have a consistent color scheme, you can make changes once to a primary fan, and all the other fans will automatically follow suit. There's of course several different RGB modes to choose from. Frankly, a lot of these RGB modes that blink or flash or throw are honestly a bit too distracting to use in everyday situations. But it is nice to have them there because it is a neat way to catch attention if you're showing off your rig. Some of the more useful or fun options include being able to sync them to your system's sound so they dance to the music, although, for some reason, as you can see here, when recording this, it decided not to detect my audio. It was working quite recently, I promise you, I just don't have time to try and troubleshoot it right now. So you'll just have to take my word for it. It does work. It blinks with the music like, you've seen a billion other RGB things blink to the music, and it works alright. More interestingly though, you can also set them up to change color as your system temperature increases for an interesting way to, at a glance, see how hard your rig is working. Blue means it's running cool, and it fades all the way through the spectrum to red if things are getting warm. I can't actually show you that happening because, as I said, I've overbuilt my system to such an extent it never actually gets warm. I personally like the more subtle animation options. Usually, of course, I just keep to the solid green color of my rig, especially when it's on camera with me, so it's not overly distracting for you guys. But I also quite like the wave effect, where you can set up chasing patterns of lights, and the similar flow mode, which washes around the fans fading through the spectrum in circling loops. But really, at the end of the day, what you have here is a fully custom fan lighting system controlled via software, all built on top of some very good, very quiet static pressure fans. Personally, I would like to see a little more control come in the software side of things, like being able to select the direction the lighting spins, or being able to set the fans up like some kind of VU meter if you've got them stacked vertically like I have. That'd be fun. But fact is, just being able to dial in the specific color and brightness I want via software, that's kind of the core functionality I'm most happy to have. I would also, by the way, if any Thermaltake software engineers are listening, I would love it if you guys and MSI could work together so I can control these fans and tie them directly into the rest of my lighting control, which I do through my MSI motherboard's own Mystic Light Sync software. I mean, come on, Thermaltake. Corsair cooperating. I can already control my Corsair RGB RAM through here, so come on, Thermaltake. Be a team player, eh? So yeah, point is, great fans for flashy rigs and without compromising on the superb silence and performance I've already come to dig from my time with the previous models. Absolutely well worth considering for your builds, and don't be shocked if you see me bung more of these fans in future rigs that I do. Thanks for watching, I am Blunty, and I'll catch you next time.